Good morning, everybody. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's about 6 o'clock in the morning here, and Venus is in the western sky, just glowing brilliantly. So it's one of those beautiful days here in the Big Island. But what a pleasure. My grandfather was Kalani Kealoha Nui, and he was the last Kohanaiki of Keanai Wailua Nui on Maui, where I was raised. And we were raised in the old tradition, which is the Kane tradition. And Kane is one of the twins. Kanaloa is the other twin. And Kanaloa is the symbol of the ocean and the salt water and all of life and society. But Kane is the purveyor of life, they say, and Kane represents the 2% of the fresh water, the rain cycle, that moves over the earth. And they always say Kane was having an affair with the woman that is the sea, and that's the way they describe the rain cycle, the evaporation of the ocean up and the movements of the fresh water over the land and the raindrops on the mountain, and the slow transmission of the rain over and through the earth mother as it makes its way back to the woman who is the sea, bringing the nutrients from the uplands down. And I remember a long time ago, we got into this from marine debris, actually, because, I kept telling the United Nations, none of this garbage belongs to the fish. If we want to do something about it, we really should be standing on the shoreline facing the mountains, right? Stopping our waste from reaching the ocean. It's interesting how we blame the fish for all the garbage, right? It's marine debris. It isn't actually our stuff in the ocean, So the spirit of the fresh water, of the way it binds all the different processes on the planet, is actually just a small slice, because you're all just water balloons walking around talking to each other. We tell our little kids, oh, walking and talking water. Isn't that interesting? You learned how to encapsulate the ocean, and you learn 900 million years of evolution in 9 months. Because in our old tradition, we were the first coral polyps. So we see evolution a little bit differently than modern science. We're not the last species to show up. We were the first to show up, right? And we've gone through all the various changes over the millions of years, hundreds of millions of years, billions, even 2.4 since we showed up as coral. And now we know how to do it so well. We do it at 9 months inside the ocean that our mothers carry, which is why Hawaiians are matriarchal, right? We take our mother's names and we continue in our mother's line, because that's where the mitochondria comes from. It's the way you can trace the health of the baby and establish the genetics of the individual. So beautiful. Water priests generally do the blessings on these efforts as a way of opening. So if you'll indulge me, and if I have your permission, then I would be honored to bless this gathering and this effort to move forward. And I love Sister standing in front of the ocean. It means Kanaloa is here, right? And it really completes the cycle in my mind. So if you've got your glass of water, all you got to do is keep it near. Drink it whenever you like. Water is what supports life in all 4 physical elemental forms. When we look out into space, I work with the National Science Foundation and the National Center for Atmospheric Research. When we're trying to discover life, we look out for water, right? Even now, James Webb is searching exoplanets to see if they can see water in the chromosgraph, right? So we can identify those worlds that have potential life. So this is an old list of the family you are never without. You have three families: the family you're born to, the family you choose, the family you were never without. The family you're born to, they're here to teach you lessons, generally about yourself. And not all of them good, but all of them necessary. You know, and then you have the family you choose, your relationships as you go out into the world, your lovers, your husbands and wives, your children, right, that you choose. And remember, to your children, you're the family they were born to. So you're always living in their yesterday. They're always in your tomorrow. You might as well get used to that idea of the eventual pain of separation. But if you do it right, they come back and choose you in the end. So there's that. But really, my grandfather said, if you live long enough, everyone you know who knew you in your life will be gone, will have transitioned. And so the only ones who were there when you were born and will be there when you leave is the family you were never without. Grandfather sun, the grandmother moon, the earth mother, the sky father, the woman that is the sea, and Kalani, the fresh water. The mineral and fresh water moves through your system. We cannot help but be connected and in relationship. You can pretend you're not, but all of us are in the water bubble. You get up around 10,000 feet, you're getting near the edge of the aquarium, you got to turn around and dive back down into the water. Otherwise, you can't breathe. So it's a pleasure to be here with you this morning. It's a pleasure to share the water and the sanctity of the water. A blessing on you all. Mahalo ke akua, nau hane I kawai. Mahalo I tala, I na wahine o ke kai. Mahalo, awa kea, e kane I kawai. Mahalo, e papahana o motu, e pai aina e ola mai. Mahalo, e mahina, le kuhi mana, I ke mai. Mahalo, e mahina nuia, mai tapo a I te au. Mahalo I a tātou he mana o pono, he na au. Mahalo he mele nei, e hula pā, e ho'opono pono. Mahalo ke akua, na uhane I kawai. Thank you, great creator, who stands behind all things, and to the spirit in the water. And thank you to the grandfather sun and the woman that is the sea. And thank you to the sky father and to Kane, the rain cycle. And thank you to the earth mother in whom we all reside. And thank you to the grandmother moon who brings us the time and the tides. And thank you to the great grandmother who from the darkness of space will bring us the light. And thank you, all of you, for what you think is right and the way you feel. And thank you for the songs. And thank you for the dance. And thank you for the time to heal. Thank you, great creator, and the spirit in the water. Mahalo ke akua, e na uhane I kawai. A blessing on all of you and all the water that keeps us bound and connected through time. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.
Mahalo.